Today we're going to be playing a deck that I like to call Big Golgari. Now this deck got its name from a 2-card combo that I've been seeing all over the place that's been very consistent and very powerful. And that 2-card combo is between Shakedown Heavy and Fight Rigging. And if you don't know, Shakedown Heavy has a 6 power when it enters the battlefield on turn 3, and Fight Rigging will trigger its own hideaway on turn 4 potentially for some really explosive top end, which we have plenty of. We have things like Titan of Industry and Burning Rune Demon on the top end. But if we miss that, we've got things like Tibalt as well, because we splashed in just a little bit of red in this deck for Tibalt in particular, because you can actually cast the backside of these cards as well off of the Fight Rigging, which is crazy to think you could potentially have a Tibalt hit a battlefield on turn 4 with a 7-powered creature. Kind of crazy. And if all else fails, we also have things like Invoke Despair you can cast for free off of the Fight Rigging as well. There's a lot of ways we can pull this off today. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy today's video. We're going to jump into the gameplay footage, but before we do, there is a breakdown at the end of every video for the full deck list, and there's a deck list in the links in the below. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving this a like or a subscribe, both go a very long way, and they're both free ways to help support and grow the channel. With that being said, enjoy today's video, guys. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're trying out a deck that I like to call Big Jund. It is a Golgari deck, though. For the most part, it just splashes a tiny bit of red for Tibalt. But this deck is very interesting. It's something that I've seen going around for a long time now, where you combine things like Shakedown Heavy with cards like the Fight Rigging, and it's something that I've been hit with multiple times, obviously in a live stream as well against some of our viewers like Carl. But it's a combination I've been wanting to try for a while now. It seems really good, and we have our own little version built here of the deck that I'm really excited to showcase. I've yet to run it on ladder yet. I'm really excited though to see how it does. I think it should be pretty good. It's fairly consistent on what it does, and we have some unique cards like Tend to Pest in the deck that can make this deck very interesting. Up against Jeskai right away, pretty interesting situation that is. I'm going to avoid the Shakedown Heavy being removed right away and play the Fight Rigging out immediately and see. Let's see what we hit here. I don't know, what do we like here? Obviously Invoke Despair or Titan are going to be the two. Despair drawing us a bunch of cards, but I have one in hand. I'm going to go with the Titan. That way I can kind of force them to try to remove it right away. Obviously exiling effects and bounce spells are both in play when you're talking about Jeskai. That's interesting. Now I'm starting to regret that. I'm wishing I would have played the Invoke Despair had I known Hanata was coming down, that is. But you could never know. You never know that's going to happen until it does. And now we've got to worry, of course, about the Magma Opus. So that's pretty interesting. But at least we get down some really big hitters right away. As big as we're getting right now, still kind of scary. There's the scoop. I mean, they don't like it. They don't like what they just saw there, which is interesting because, again, Magma Opus can switch a game in an instant, especially when you're playing it on turn 5, our turn 4. But I mean, just look what we just did there by turn 4. That's pretty remarkable. Now imagine if that would have been the Invoke Despair choice. I just thought more spells, less creatures, less interaction for the Invoke there. So I thought maybe it was just going to draw me a lot of cards, but ultimately we'll take it. Good W. All right, we just played another one that I'm not going to show. It was really long and drawn out, and it was very slow. A lot of roping going on, but we did get to use the Tend to Pest, which was kind of cool, blowing up our own creatures to make more, to avoid a couple of removal spells, which was kind of nice. So it did what it was supposed to do, so I'm glad I was able to play test that sort of mechanic. But yeah, just gonna go ahead and skip that one for now. This opening hand I don't think is good enough. We have a pretty nice little turn 3 here with the Stomper, but there's no secondary green source, so we'd have to really bank on our deck providing that for us. And that's just not gonna cut it. Just a little bit better. Just a little bit better. The Tend to Pest might be very much relevant. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I end up regretting that. Okay. A lot of red sources in my hand here. Don't really need. I need more black sources in case we get like the Invoke, but opponent's off to a very fast start here with Boros. Boros is tough to beat, especially if they have a nice curve out, and it looks like they just might have a very good curve out here. We'll see. We'll definitely foretell this. 10 the Pest is nice, being able to, create 6 more bodies if we need to make a block, and then, make some pests. Will be nice to get those chump blocks, and then also gaining that life. Would like to play the Stomper out next turn, but I don't think we have the luxury, unfortunately, to play that out. It's a little too slow because it can't block or attack. All right, opponent stuck on 2 mana. That's a really good thing for us. It's really good. That actually gives me a pretty decent shot here. All right, here we go. Now we play out the Stomper, I think, next turn. That way we can get down a second black source, because the Meat Hook Massacre is going to be very important to find that. Wow, they scoop it up. Interesting. They must have really been landlocked there, and they definitely didn't have an answer for a 6/4 body. So GG's. All right, I mean, so far so good. We're having a very good time with this deck so far. I mean, again, I wish we could show that second video, but it was just so much roping going on. It would have been, and the game didn't need to take nearly as long as it did. So it would have been a lot of editing, and just, even if I missed out on the editing, you guys would have been stuck here for a while just watching a lot of nonsense. This opening hand is interesting because we have black sources to get to the Invoke Despair. If we find another green source, we're good, but if we don't, we're kind of screwed. I'm gonna keep it because I'm a glutton for punishment. We're gonna see if I can make this work. I don't think we're going to. We get the second green in, and then hopefully if we get a third green, we're locked in and we're good to go. But hey, we found it. Let's go. We're chilling now. We're chilling now. Spirited Companion. Okay, so it's gonna be a rune deck. So this is gonna hit multiple things, I believe. Definitely get this bad boy in. Pretty straightforward turn 3, I think, here. The question is, what kind of land do we want? Obviously black, right? Because of the Invoke Despair. I would assume so. I mean, we have red if we need it here, so I think that's the move. Turn 3. Here's where things get a little bit cray-cray, I think. But no, it's a Prosperous Innkeeper. So an Invoke Despair currently is only going to hit an Innkeeper and a Companion. They're really sending it on the Companions, and they're taking the card draw over the land. It's not a bad find. A simple 1 on the Meat Hook seems like a fine play right about now. I don't have any other good plays here except for Valky, but Valky just steals a creature, which isn't that relevant right now, I don't think. So I think blowing up the board for the 1/1s is just fine. Slowing them down a little bit, getting me a better Invoke Despair next turn, and it avoids killing my own Stomper, so I think it's a fine move. Back to 22 life total. Yeah, this is the time I think we start to take over the game, maybe, because we like to get, later in the game to get really big like this. But our opponent does play in a Seeker's Chariot, which is a great answer to a lot of the nonsense that we're trying to play here. I'm gonna go for the Invoke Despair still. Obviously 2 cards is gonna be a nice little bump, and I need to find a red source for the Valky as well. So another Invoke Despair, not bad. Not bad. May have to main phase this though to find our land drop to ensure that we can get down our next play, or get down a land. And of course they find themselves a circle, which I'm gonna have to blow up with the Titan. We do have an answer for it. It's just annoying though that I have to worry about that, and there's not a green source to cast it though. But at least we have a way to kill it with the Invoke Despair, I suppose. So that's a W. All right, another green source is fantastic. It's a way to cast out the Titan next turn, which is great. And the Stomper's a great attack here because if they want to crew the Chariot, I'm happy to make that exchange. And if not, I got a good blocker, so that is nice. So far, so freaking good, man. We're chilling. We're chilling at 22 to their 11, and our hand is absolute monsters after monsters, man. Just big creatures. The Seiju on the nice. That's gonna allow me to get my red source. They should not have done that. They really shouldn't have done that. Now the Tibalt gets to, make some plays here for us. So they're going to trade out the Asika's Chariot to the Stomper, huh? Fine by me. And then I'll go ahead and Meat Hook again, clearing out, the rest of this garbage, making it a nice clean exchange here. I got options. That's the big thing, right? I got a lot of options. Which one do I want to take first? I think it is the Meat Hook. All they have is a layer of Hydra as far as lands go. So Meat Hook for 2 seems fine. But if I Meat Hook for 1, 2, That leaves me with 3, 4, 5 mana left over. I can't really cast anything else. So just in case there's any nonsense, we're going to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do for the full 7. Just in case there's any nonsense of them being able to pump up their creatures, do any sort of extra stuff. We're just going to spend all of our mana on the meat hook because we had no other place for 5 anyways. So let's just get rid of everything. Play it safe. Gain a bit more life. Now they've ramped up even more with the Dryad. Another Asika's Chariot. Pretty annoying, I can't lie. Being able to get multiple cats like that is just super frustrating, but we have a great response to it with the Titan. Get rid of that. I don't want them to be able to get that circle down and just bounce that forever. And now we've got Tend the Pest as well. So even if they have an answer for the Titan, like some sort of exiling effect, which I'm sure they do, Tend the Pest will be a solid answer for it. Stomper. We got no problems with that. No problems with that. There's the Apparition, which doesn't take anything but the meat hook. Okay. All right. So it looks like we're getting at a Tibalt, and the Tibalt will take the Apparition off of their hands, and we'll use the Apparition against them to take their Stomper. So ultimately feeling pretty good, and they do not like that. They say no more thank you. I don't blame them. We were starting to get really far ahead there. Oh man, so far this deck has been outperforming itself. Man, this deck is pure dominance at the moment, man. I get why people are playing it. That it gets out of hand quickly, that's for sure. It gets out of hand very, very fast. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. The opening hand is the most important part, though. We kind of need at least a couple of pieces to make it work. This is not good. This is what we would call a bad opening hand. Shakedown Heavy is good. Yikes. Yes, we keep the Titan, but I don't know when we're going to get a chance to play it. It's a long ways out for sure. It is a long ways out. If we get a fight rigging, though, we're in really good shape. All right, the Ascending Spirit is a little scary, I can't lie. Paying 2 mana to make it bigger on the drop of a dime is tough. But now they kind of expose themselves to a Meat Hook Massacre for 1, which, you know, is a lot of value actually to be had there because of the fact that they can get bigger. I am afraid, though, of some sort of 1 mana return creature to your hand type of effect. But ultimately, I think that's still okay to maybe try to pull the trigger on this. I'm going to try. It could, you know, yeah, they have something here. Fading Hope or Slip Out the Back is probably going to be the play. Annul? What? What? We got hit with an annul of all things? What in the world? That would literally never work in 99% of scenarios. But yet here we are getting clowned on. What the heck? All right, Shakedown Heavy comes down. Hopefully, I mean, there's Essence Scatter. At this point, who knows? Annul. I just got annulled. Wow. Good on him, I guess. Fading Hope, I gotta imagine, is coming down right now. Things aren't looking super great for us. I mean, we took a mulligan and didn't find anything much better. All right, well, they could just, you know, pump up their Ascending Spirit, which is probably what they're gonna do. I would imagine if they had like a Fading Hope effect or something, they would have played it by now, but or that, or they DC'd. I'm not sure. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic time here today, man. I appreciate you guys watching today's video. I really do. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this one. I get why people play it. That's for sure. Fading Hope. They must have just top decked that, because why would you not play that on the last turn? Yeah, and that ensures though that they don't hit a land drop either, though. So I'm okay with that. It's totally fine. We do need to find a green source. Really wish I didn't play that first now. I even told myself too, there's a chance you may want this to be green down the road, but I didn't see a scenario where that made any sense. They had another Fading Hope? Okay, they must have DC'd or something, because well, I don't see why they don't play that the turn prior. Ooh, little Tibalt action coming in hot next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, coming in next turn. All right, shakedown comes down again. Good chance that the Tibalt gets countered, though. I'm sure they have some sort of disdainful stroke, some sort of effect like that. Spirit, okay. Our spectral adversary. Sorry, it is a spirit though. 2 cards left in hand. I mean, I feel pretty good that it's gonna get through. I feel pretty good. Tibalt should see some play here. Let's throw an attack first and see if they want to do something about the shakedown heavy. They allow the damage. They don't bounce it. It's a big gamble, but we're gonna take it. We're gonna take that gamble. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential damage coming back my way. I'm gonna plus this. I'm gonna plus this, and this is why. I go up to 7 loyalty. Even if they use their mana to pump both of their ascending spirits here, they only have 6 total damage they can bring across, so they can't kill Tibalt. But what that ultimately does is going to force them to attack into the Tibalt to save my life total from further damage, which is great. And then now I also get 2 cards of advantage, potentially 4. Oh, I did forget about the fact that they could untap and then re-pump it again. So I completely miscalculated there, and I just got. But it's fine. Either way, I still think the plus was the right move there. We did find a 3rd green source, which allows us to get down the Titan of Industry now. Ooh, or another Tibalt. I think we saved the Tibalt, though, for down the road. 4, 5, 6, or we just do a Tibalt plus a minus. I don't know. I don't know what we do here. I think the Titan. I think the Titan's the play. So I took into account the fact on that last turn that the spirits could pump themselves at the end of that turn to make themselves 2/3s, but I totally forgot that when they on-tap, they could reinvest that mana to make one of them even bigger. I completely forgot about that little factor. Shield counter, and we're gonna gain life because the 4/4 does us no good down low. The Titan can block up top with the reach, and so we're gonna give it the shield counter as well. Obviously, it could get bounced here, which would be super sad. But I don't know. We'll see. I am going to get aggressive with the shakedown heavy because, again, we can't really block. They're going to pump their ascendancy to go over the top anyways. So I'm going to attack in here with the shakedown heavy. But a 3rd fading hope would be so sad and kind of ridiculous that they have that. But they don't. They have a swirling mist, which is pretty good. They sack an ascending spirit to get it out for cheap. All right. I mean, we're fine, though. I mean, it's not great. That thing is getting really out of hand. Down to 6. Okay, we're fine. We're gonna minus the Tibalt on that. That's also really good. It's also really good, but I think the Tibalt is the priority here, and we can actually cast the spirit out ourselves in response to. So all right, sending spirit, go down. Like so. I think like so, right? All right, I doubt they're going to untap that to give me a card. They don't. Okay, so Tibalt now is exposed as a 2 loyalty. I imagine they're going to pump their Ascending Spirit and try to attack with both. Or they just take my Titan. It's kind of not okay, bro. That is not okay. I mean, they're doing a really good job. I mean, I got to give it to them. This deck that they've got built, it is really nice. I'm going to go here first. And please, please give me something good. Another Titan is fantastic. Another green source maybe here. Come on down, Titan. Let's put a shield counter. Gain the 5, and we've got a good block with the Titan on the Titan, obviously, but then we follow that block up with a shakedown heavy. I'm happy to make this attack because if they block with the Titan of Industry, that just takes off the shield counter and we're good to go. So this is actually a really bad block for them. Wow, they take it anyways. That is very confusing that they would take that block. Now they have a really bad attack against us, so I'll take it. Which is why we sent the Ascendancy through. I mean, it's a good idea, I think, to just try to draw that shield counter off of them, and we do. So Great news for us. That makes things tap, doesn't it? Tap at the beginning of combat on your turn, tap target creature. Oh, wow. Okay. That's annoying. That is annoying, but hear me out here. If they attack into us, we have a good block with the Shakedown Heavy on the Titan. And if they attack with just the Spirits, we have Menace on the return. All right, they attack correctly, I think. I think that's pretty correct on their part. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It was pretty good. My goodness, they have an answer for everything, it seems like. Oh, man. What do we do here? They know what's in my hand, so just send this down. What do we do here, man? Okay, so... I think we attack with everything. Because they're going to be forced into blocking this with two of their creatures. Which two creatures? I'm not sure. Well, if I send everything and they force block here, they're just going to let this get through and then they'll return attack here. So I think we just attack with this. All right. Just trying to do the math quickly and see what happens here and all the possibilities. Again, if we send a Titan as well, what they do here is they just double block with these on here, and then they allow the Titan to get through for 7, and then they hit me for 7, 8, 9 on the return. So we're gonna leave the Titan back to make a block, and we're gonna force them into making a double block here that they're not gonna be comfortable with. No matter what, we're either taking out their Titan or we're taking out both their Spirits here, and we're left with the Titan in return. Or they just give me a Tibalt. Nice. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so close. So close. 3, 4, 5. This goes over the top. There's nothing we can do now. That was pretty good. I actually didn't even consider the fact that they would just untap us like that. I thought they'd definitely make a block. So the Spirit Geist is going to just tap down our Titan of Industry. They get all their flyers through, which is 3, 4, 5, potentially 6, 7, 8. And there's nothing we can do in return. I guess our only hope would be to find a flyer off the top of their deck with Valky. I guess. Oh, we get the worst card in their deck, I think. Oh, man. All right. End our turn. Doesn't even matter. We can't really activate the Snowland that we have as a 4/4. Yeah, so they just turn that into a flyer. They go over the top. They tap down our Titan of Industry. I think that was our best bet, trying to get Valky to steal maybe like another Dream Shackle Geist off the top of their deck, but they didn't have anything that we could use. So we did the best we could. I think we did everything in our power to make that work, but nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. Well played, well played. I mean, we got hit with an annul at the beginning, which, let's be real, if that annul doesn't hit us in the beginning for the Meat Hook Massacre, we take out those 2 spirits early, we win that game all day. Who knew that our opponent was running an annul, right? Good game. You know, sometimes you just gotta tip your cap, you know? Tip your cap to the opponent's play and say, you know, good job, because that was one of those times, for sure. I mean, mono blue tempo is always really fun to play, and if you got it right, you know, if you got the good curve, you know, it's pretty unbeatable in some cases. But opening hand here looks pretty saucy with the fight rigging and the Shakedown Heavy. Got to snap keep these hands all day long, and we get to go first. All right, hopefully we can recover here a little bit. I love our opponent's name, and I love that they lean into the skin as well, the avatar. Tamiolo. Oh, but they're playing white, which means they're probably not playing the Tamiya Planeswalker. You got to lean all the way in if you're going to send it, you know? It's all or nothing around here. Spirited Companion, so far just mono white, but this is a good indicator that we are up against an opponent playing Selesnya Enchants, I would assume. Oof. I mean, Burning Rune Demon's not a bad get. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad get, but there's a good chance this gets borrowed timed anyways. We're gonna find out though here in the next turn. I hope not. I hope it doesn't, and I hope we find another land so I don't have to play out the Boseiju. Oh no, what do they have here? They're looking at the fight rigging. I hope they don't have an answer to it. Maybe that was a... Oh, Boseiju? Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Take action. We're gonna grab a black source. It wasn't the worst ever, but because we didn't have like a Tibalt under there, but it's still not great. And it does get us closer to a Titan of Industry. Speaking of Tibalt, I am gonna get aggressive though with the lands because I want to make sure we do actually get to cast the Titan of Industry out. Gonna go Shakedown Heavy here. Shakedown Heavy is a good way to potentially get some card draw going if we can put some pressure on. Battle Mammoth will follow after. Okay. At least they're off to a slow start in terms of how aggressive they are on putting damage through. But still being pretty annoying, I can't lie. All right, another Shakedown Heavy seems fine. And then we answer the next Exiling effect with the Tend to Pests. I think that's pretty darn good. There it is. Nice. They waste a borrowed time here. We get 6 of these bad boys. That's why Tend to Pest is in the deck for certain situations just like this. Wow. Happily make these exchanges. Maybe should have put a few more pests on the Kami there. I don't think they're going to be running Snakeskin Veil, but you never know. There was no reason not to put more pests on it, so I definitely should have considered it. Another Tibalt, which means I am going to actually play it out as a creature here because I want to steal their Kami because their Kami's really annoying. Wow. Okay, or not. What do we do here? I think we take Jukai Naturalist actually. I think we take the Naturalist here. The Naturalist is just really good at getting them cheap interactive stuff here, and Kami's just going to get bigger off of the Jukai Naturalist. So, I mean, we're not going to take 3 Kamis out of their hand and kill them. So, we just got to work with what we got here. Ooh, nice Meat Hook Massacre. A little late to the game, though. Or not late to the game, but a little... it's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some more mana off the top. We got to get to this Titan of Industry. Because we got to continue pressuring our opponent here. We're beating them on the life total currently, and I think we can continue that process as long as we can keep the powerful creatures coming. I'm surprised they went with the Spirited Companion there. I personally would have went with the Weaver and then played this next turn to get 2 cards, but they play a more greedy route. I mean, a Meat Hook for 3 seems pretty fun. Ugh, they'll have to replay all the Kamis. I think that's the move, right? I think the Meat Hook for 3 here is the move. It doesn't feel great because we are giving them a Jukai Naturalist back to their hand, and the Kamis come back as well. But being able to just deal this much damage early on, and then potentially, you know, we get a Titan in next turn, it could really help us here, and it slows them down significantly. I mean, if they want to replay all the Kamis, so be it, but they're going to be wasting their entire turn just playing those out. So I'm okay with that. And then potentially we can maybe even get a Tibalt in if we get a red source. Highly unlikely, but if we do get a red source out the top, we can get Tibalt in and look to exile some stuff. Borrow time is going to allow us to draw a card, so gets us a step closer to what we need here. Ooh, don't mind if I do. But I could end up Tibalting the borrowed time. I don't know. What is the move here? I think this is the move. I could Tibalt the borrowed time to get this back was what I was going to say. But I think getting 6 pests is just as good. Wow, we actually did find a red source. How amazing is that? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plus it too. There's nothing that's really scaring me too much on the board here. And I don't foresee this in any trouble anytime soon because there's no exiling effects in their hand. So let's just play the plus and be aggressive. No attacks. Gonna protect the Tibalt the best we can. And if Tibalt can find us some good stuff off the top of their deck, we can start playing their win cons against them and maybe even beat them with their own game plan. We'll see. 2 commies taking the turn off here. Love that. We love that. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can find something useful here. That's pretty good. Catilda's also pretty good. Titan of Industry is also pretty good. I mean, we definitely are going to win this. It's just a matter of how and which route we want to take. I'm going to go with the Titan. I think I'm going to go with the Titan and then follow it with our own mechanic here. Destroy. And we create a 4/4. And I guess we can start attacking now because we're going to get 3 damage through here. And then also whatever they block here, we're going to deal damage with the meat hook when things die. So let's just put some pressure on them. We're going to hit them for a total of 6 this turn. That's kind of a lot. So let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. And then, I mean, Tibalt can just minus next turn too. And we get the graveyards, which is pretty busted. It's pretty busted. I can't lie. Another commie. I think this game is pretty much wrapped up here. I think they're just going through the motions at this point. It's all good. Weaver of Harmony. I mean, they're getting a lot of extra damage here, and those things do have trample, so there's a good chance they keep the Tibalt from getting to where it needs to go. But, I mean, if they do attack in here, they're exposed completely, so highly doubt that they do. You never know. They might. They do not. And we've altered our Tibalt, ladies and gentlemen. A couple fight riggings I think are in order here. And another Tibalt or a Battle Mammoth. Let's go Battle Mammoth. Let's play another one out here. Rune Demon seems fun. Let's meat hook the board again for 4. No. For 4. Yeah, I mean, that's lethal, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough. What am I doing? Okay, land. 4. Yeah, now we can do it for 4. There we go. All right, there it is. I was gonna meat hook for 4, and then what was gonna happen there with the meat hook is we were gonna end up dealing damage to them because of 1, 2, 3, 4 of our creatures dying. They deal 4 damage. They're down to 1. Blows up their entire side of the board, and we attack through with the Titan for 3. So we had the win. We had the win in 70 different ways, but that's the way we decided to take it, just for some fun. But GG's on to the next. All right, one final game for the road here. It looks like we have time, and then gonna start working on the next deck. Our 4th deck of the week. I have a good idea for the 4th deck of the week. It was another deck that I ran into on the ladder recently, and I have to try it, man. It's a Selesnya build, and it goes so hard, man. It's just so much ramp, and it leads to so many creatures that you just cannot deal with. Let's see here. What do we got? I think this is fine. I mean, meat hook, shakedown heavy. It's a lot of good stuff. Mana's looking pretty good. I think this is good. But yeah, you guys got to see the deck tomorrow. If it turns out to be the Selesnya build, I'm really excited about that one. Again, an opponent I ran into just played it against me and absolutely destroyed me while I was doing some play testing on some stuff. That's a problem. That's a big problem. I'm gonna work our way to the Invoke Despair here. I think is the move here. Just keep playing these black sources out. Also, Meat Hook Massacre important here, but I don't think we're going to be able to do much with the Meat Hook Massacre because these things are coming in with crazy toughness. That's huge. That is a big find right there. Let's see what we actually do find, and then we'll decide on the mana here in a second. Titan of Industry is pretty sweet because it blocks up top. Invoke Despair is also pretty cool because it's either gonna take this or this, and either way, I mean, that's really good. But I think the Titan's better because we have an Invoke Despair in here. I don't know. I'm going Invoke Despair. I don't know if that's the right move though. All right, let's just go more black sources here. We got to get to the second Invoke Despair. Either way, I'm okay with Giada being taken out here because it stops them from being able to pump up their creatures higher and higher. Plus, we're drawing 2 cards, which hopefully leads me into another Invoke Despair next turn. No matter what happens here, I think we've got a really good situation brewing. All right, another green source. Let's keep the pressure on. Let's put a lot of damage on them so they can't continue to grow. Okay, so we find another land. Both of these are no good though. We need to find a black source. Yeah, not looking so hot right now. The good news is though, like I said, we can keep attacking with the Shakedown Heavy. That's pretty good. But that Valkyrie keeps getting bigger and bigger, man. What to do? Okay, they're not going for the Valkyrie getting bigger. Interesting. There we go. Love that. Love that, but I don't love that because now they've got 3 creatures to choose from, and they're definitely going to drop the Youthful Valkyrie here. What do we do? What do we do? I think we give them an opportunity to make a block here, which I know they're not going to, but at least give them the opportunity, I guess. They might untap us here and then give us another option to another type of a play here, but I don't think there's anything on our top deck that can help us here. Angels are really good, and angels are super hard to deal with. I'm gonna be completely honest. Angels are very hard to deal with. Okay, they take their Luminarch out. Interesting. I think we'll do it like that. Rune Demon might be the next play here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Rune Demon might be the next play here. It can block up top, and it can potentially grab us something to answer the board here, which would be, you know, a Titan or something like that. That's a nice find too. It's a nice find. All right. All right, let's go in for an attack here. I'm sure they're going to allow us to draw a card again. We'll see. I do have a meat hook for 4 right now, which is, I mean, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. That's tough. That is tough. That is tough. Oh, the Wandering Emperor in an Angel deck. That is not something I definitely I did not anticipate that, because not a lot of people are doing something like that. That's crazy. Okay, take action. Let's see what we want to grab here. The meat hook's a surprise, so I don't really want to let them know about the meat hook right now. Let's go ahead and give them force them into making a decision on that, or what? Fight rigging maybe, or the Titan. I mean, the Titan's so good. Yeah, let's go Titan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have enough to cast the Titan. We have 3 greens, so either way, we're in good shape, no matter which card they give us here. Invoke Despair, obviously a really good card because it kills the Wandering Emperor as well. So yeah, they do give us the Titan, which is not a shocker at all. Okay, that Angel is going to pump the Valkyrie up to a 5 toughness. Something's going to get a 1/1 counter from the Wandering Emperor. Oh my goodness. What? Whenever it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, return up to 2 target creature cards with mana value 2 or less from graveyard to the battlefield. That is so good. Oh man, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. I mean, hopefully they spread the damage out though, and they don't hard focus one creature. No, but they are. I mean, and that's fine, I guess, if they do hard focus the Valkyrie. If they hard focus the Valkyrie, we're good, because as long as we kill the Righteous Valkyrie, we're okay. Wow, they're actually gonna allow that. Kind of crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. It's gonna hit. This is gonna hit really good. This is gonna hit really good. All right, now they're just sitting on their 1/3 Valkyrie here. And we got the fight rigging on this, making it a 2. I can't really get that through to kill the Wandering Emperor, so no attacks. We have a 7/7 versus a 6/8. We can kind of bounce that back and forth off of each other, no problem. We have Tibalt, which exiles things, which is great. Righteous Valkyrie, though, yikes. All right, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. That is officially bigger than the Rune Demon. They're doing a great job. I mean, they're doing a great job keeping everything going here, but we're about to start taking over this game. It's just a matter of time. All right, Tibalt comes in. Take care of their biggest problem here. And then I'm going to allow them to keep the Wandering Emperor because they make an attack on the return to kill Tibalt. That could be pretty bad. I think keeping Tibalt alive is more important than killing their Wandering Emperor. We'll trade Planeswalker for Planeswalker here. Gentleman's agreement. All right.
Show 'em what you got.
All right, we're chilling. If that's their play, we're chilling. Good to go. Good to go. 10 the pest, not bad. All right, now we just taking off at this point. It's gonna be really nice. Let's get their own Valkyrie in here. Let's get a land in here. Let's go ahead and get a Stompers, I guess, in here just to get some more lands for future plays. Thinning our deck out as well. I mean, that's always good. Another Stomper. Just really thinning out the deck here. There's so many ways we could have played that. I mean, we could have got a Titan in that turn, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it this way to be a little more aggressive. Let's go ahead and get the Valkyrie going because there's a good chance that we're gonna be drawing into some Angels here. And if once we draw into some Angels, it'll keep getting bigger. So let's just go ahead and kill their Valkyrie. Love that. But they are left with an Elspeth that's able to -3, which can get them something pretty juicy with the shield counter. But I mean, what do you do? What do you do honestly against this? That's fine.
This is what you get for hurting
Overseer, okay. +1 on the Angel. Interesting choice. They give it first strike. Very interesting choice. Plussing the Tibalt here. I'm not going to minus to steal this. I don't think it's necessary. Giada comes in, pumping up the Valkyrie. We're going to basically be playing an Angel deck now, so we got to start looking at it that way. And then a Titan is pretty sweet, I can't lie. So is Battle. I mean, everything here is pretty sweet, I can't lie. Let's just go with the Titan. And shield counter and 4/4. Let's get this here. Let's get these going here. And we still have 10 the Pest on our Titan of Industry. Let's just say they do have some sort of exiling or removal spell here for the Titan of Industry. We 10 the Pest on that, and we're really good to go. I mean, this deck has been pretty locked down all day. It's been feeling really, really nice. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well, because the whole Tibalt fight rigging shakedown heavy combo is just, it's been so powerful lately for my opponents. So I'm really, really happy to have tried it myself. Elspeth, they give up Elspeth that they keep the Wandering Emperor. That seems like a really strange decision there. I think Elspeth is a much better planeswalker in this position, where everything's already on the board and established. Sanctuary Warden, okay. Giving themselves a fighting hope, but not much. Not much. Okay. And we'll go ahead and just exile this real quick. We'll play it out ourselves. We appreciate that Sanctuary Warden. And we'll go ahead and take off the 1/1 counter. Meat Hook Massacre is pretty fun. Shakedown Heavies. I mean, let's just send it out. Let's just send it all out. The board state is pretty ridiculous at this point. Pretty ridiculous. Just send the whole team. I'm pretty sure the game's over, but they're still playing it out. You never know. I mean, there could be a Doomscar in our future, but let's just say worst case scenario, they Doomscar the board right now. The Sanctuary Warden survives because of the shield counters that it has, and then Tibalt survives, and then all of my enchantments are still in the battlefield. So they're going to have to rebuild. We're not going to have to rebuild. So, I mean, that's worst case scenario, but we don't even get the worst case scenario played against us here. It's just an Elspeth. -3. They probably find a Righteous Valkyrie. It's not bad, but it is bad because we have trample on everything, pretty much flying, all that good stuff. What's plus? Let's see, we hit here. Bing, 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 bing. I don't even know why I'm playing these. I should probably just attack and not be like this, but this is a lot more fun in my opinion. So we're just gonna play it out. Let's just show them exactly everything that they were about to walk into here. Let's go ahead and give this to you. Sure. I appreciate them letting us go through this though. I mean, that's really kind of them. I don't know if they know I'm recording or whatever, but I do appreciate it, whoever you are. And there's a Meat Hook Massacre again. I mean, pretty solid, and another Battle Mammoth. There we go. That is the final product of what this deck can potentially do. And we've lost all audio again. Oh, Arena and your audio issues, you're driving me crazy. But yeah, guys, a lot of fun. This deck was pretty beast, I can't lie. And the tempo deck got us up pretty good. I can't lie on that either. That was pretty sweet. But yeah, let's break this thing down. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We're going to go ahead and break the deck down now in full. But before we do so, just got to give a huge shout out to everyone who made it this far. I do appreciate it very much. With that being said, let's take a look at today's deck. Whoops, wrong button. Wrong button again. I swear I'm going to get this right. That's still the wrong button. There we go. We're here. Jeez, my brain completely stopped working. I just hit every button on the darn thing. Anyways, we're here. We made it. So today's deck, as you can tell from the intros and the video, the Shakedown Heavy and Fight Rigging is a 2-card combo that's just beautiful. I mean, if you get this thing down and you trigger the Hideaway immediately, you could potentially, like I said in the intro, get down a Tibalt, a Titan of Industry on turn 4. Now, I knew when I made this that I had to have other options other than the Shakedown Heavy to trigger the Fight Rigging. So I added in a lot of 6-powered creatures. Early on, we had Egon in this deck. If you guys don't know what Egon is a potentially a 2-drop, I believe. Let me just type in a name instead of looking it up here. Egon, where you at? Egon. So this is a 6-powered creature for 3-drop as well. It kind of fit the same mold as the Shakedown Heavy, but then I had to throw in the fact that it sacrifices itself if we don't have enough things in the graveyard. Obviously the backside of this card plays well with itself, but there was no guarantee we were going to get the Throne of Death and Egon in hand, so we had to add in some extra things like Witherbloom Command to fill up the graveyard as well, and that was just a little too much. So then I switched gears and then I threw in Battle Mammoth, which turned out to be a fantastic choice because, you know, if we get down Battle Mammoth on turn 4 with its foretelling cost, we can then still pull out the curve if we go Fight Rigging right into Battle Mammoth. So we have 2 options here to make this combo happen. As long as you have the Fight Rigging, you've got the combo with one of these 2 creatures, which you should have at least one of them in hand, having 8, total, chances. And if all else fails, you do have the Topiary Stomper, which is going to get you a slow climb to that 7, but you do start at 4 power, which is kind of good for a 3-drop. So ultimately, between these 3 cards, you should be able to pull off this Fight Rigging pretty consistently. And then from there, it was just kind of like, what do we want to play in this deck that we can get value out of? So we went ahead and splashed in 2 Titans, 2 Burning Rune Demons, and a full play set of Tibalts because we can have the Valky side come down as well. So there's a lot of value to be had with the Tibalt / Valky. And then if you guys notice, we threw in 10 the Pest, which might seem very strange, but it's not that strange because our opponents are typically going to try to spot remove a lot of these big things off the field because we don't go extremely wide, right? So spot removal is really good against us. So to negate that, we have 10 the Pest, which is going to target each of our creatures when they try to remove them with, let's say, like an Infernal Grasp, right? They're trying to remove our Burning Rune Demon or our Shakedown Heavy to stop our plays. 10 the Pest is a good way to not negate it necessarily, but to go extremely wide out of nowhere, waste their their kill spell, and now we've got ourselves 6 damage coming through in another way, a different type of way. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, we have the Meat Hook Massacre for sweeping, so we can get to our later game. But yeah, ultimately a very unique, strange looking deck here. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, you know, is a Tendapest really, you know, it makes sense to me, and it worked out really well in our favor. So ultimately I like the way this turned out. I mean, you guys can make changes, of course. I always encourage everyone to make changes to my decks, make it your own. Maybe throw in some, you know, more spot removal in this position, or even some protection spells. Who knows? Like, you know, Tamiyo safekeeping or whatever. But I enjoy it. I think the deck was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And today is what? When does this come out? This is going to come out on Thursday. So happy early Friday. And before I hop out of here, a huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. If you guys don't know, the Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel. And I have to give a shout out to them at the end of every video, because they need to know how much I appreciate them. Which is a lot, because these guys pay, you know, a monthly membership here on the channel to help support me and grow the channel, and they just get a little bit of added benefits back, but ultimately they're just really supporting the channel. So I want to say huge shout out and thank you to them at the end of every single video. With that being said, guys, I think that concludes today's video, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Until then, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.